Y'all ready for this? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Put Your Phone Away. It's Movie Time podcast.
You did it
You
right.
say that as
You
your
did it
phone
right.
is currently ringing also.
I know. To be fair, my phone is only ringing because of my good friend Steven, who is bringing me cupcakes.
Oh, shout out Steven.
Shout
What a
out
guy.
Steven, and he texted me saying, give me a shout out. And he deserves one.
He does.
He didn't text me saying give me a shout out, but I'll still give you a shout out. Steven.
Big dog. Okay, welcome back to, Put Your Phone Away. It's Movie Time podcast, episode 2. Episode 1 went really well. We want to say thank you to everyone who's followed the Instagram, It's Movie Time Pod, as well as downloaded and watched the podcast or listened to the podcast on Spotify or Apple. You guys are awesome. We're just kind of trying to have fun talking about movies, and the fact that people are like listening is absolutely insane. Like, especially just one episode in, we're going to try and be as entertaining as possible for you. We're also going to try and not pause so much, considering Seth has to edit these effing podcasts.
Sorry, dude.
Hey, way to bleep yourself there.
Okay, moving on. This week, we're going to be talking about a few things that I want to introduce. So we are going to be previewing Captain America, and then we're going to be seeing Captain America tomorrow night, and we'll record the second half of this podcast afterwards to give you guys some reviews.
Movie of the year?
Movie of the year, question mark?
Not movie of the year.
Not
Just
movie of
saying.
the year.
Look,
it's definitely not going to be, dude.
Coming out.
We want Marvel back to its glory. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, you hope it's good, but it's not going to be the movie.
No, it won't be. It won't be the movie, but it will be good.
You hope.
I have faith in it being good. I think that ultimately, look, at the end of the day, we'll talk about it, actually.
We'll talk. Can I pause and just say something though?
Sure.
Twilight goes hard, dude.
Twilight.
I watched Twilight, all of them, for the first time in the last month. So bad, but it's so good. And I did not see that twist at the end coming.
Greatest film saga of all time.
No, but
Here's the thing.
pretty good.
I have not read the books. I heard, though, that the twist in the movie doesn't happen in the books.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Comment on the post. I'm sure this is going to be on
Trust me,
Instagram
Twilight
or
fans
something.
will correct you.
But I've heard that doesn't happen in the book. So, are book fans upset about the twist? Because I loved it.
Oh, the twist is the best part of any of the movies. It's like...
Except for every time it touches anything.
What about you
Belle, all of a
named
sudden
my
he-
daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
That
That's
one's
pretty
good.
good.
Or
Pretty good.
where the hell have you been, Loca?
Banger.
Or like, okay, can I just say this? If you are indeed Team Jacob,
You're a pedophile.
do you not realize he's a pedophile? Like, he is. I don't know.
And imprinting on someone sounds so wrong.
Imprinting on anyone, he's like, we have no control over it. That's what they all say, buddy. That's what they all say.
He needs to be on that TV show, How to Catch a Predator.
How to Catch a Predator. But the problem is he is literally a predator. He's a werewolf.
Facts.
But no, those movies go hard. The best of them is, of course, Breaking Dawn Part 2. Like, if we're actually thinking about what the best one is, then it goes Twilight, then New Moon, then Breaking Dawn Part 1, and then Eclipse.
Eclipse is booty
Eclipse is the
cheeks.
second one?
Yeah.
Third. New Moon is the second
Okay,
one.
the
When
third one was
when
trash.
Edward
Booty
leaves
cheeks.
her.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I don't want you to come. That's what he says to her, dude.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I swear.
This quote, it
am
was
I-
a straight quote.
Yo,
Straight quote.
I'm not like trying to be weird. That's just what he says to her. He does not want her to come, although he comes all the time. All right,
Literally.
moving forward. Okay, but first,
I have to cut that
Yeah,
out.
you're gonna cut
I'm
that
not cutting that shit out, dude. Excuse me. First swear word. I've got like 3 more.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry. I'll put a bleep there. It's gonna be like the bleep in that video. It's not gonna bleep anything.
This
But
dog is biting me hard.
Obi's going crazy today. He just wants to be included in the podcast,
Oh,
which
he's been a good boy today. He's just really hyper.
I definitely understand. Okay, so yesterday I saw Companion, and the theater was like wide open, but this group of 6 came and sat by me and Steven,
Like right by you?
right next to me. Now, well behaved the whole movie. I want to be clear. Well behaved crew. Like, have no complaints. Except for the fact that this guy next to me had 6 hot dogs.
6? From where?
That's probably a little.
The theater?
He had at least 3.
The theater?
But like
Maverick?
no, from the Cinemark.
Oh, from the Cinemark.
And he literally just like kept opening ketchup, mustard packets, relish. Like I'm smelling a whole. It was like I was in a J Dogs parking lot getting HJ.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
a hot dog.
Okay, but we want to talk about like a little topic that we thought would be fun. Me and Jackson yesterday, Jackson looks at me and he goes, Christopher Nolan, the greatest filmmaker of all time. And I go, whoa, 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 chill out. Then I go pee. And then while I'm going pee, I yell at him. I go, how could you say something like that? He goes, what? I'm like, he is not the greatest of all time. I was like, Martin Scorsese's the greatest of all time. But then it got us talking and I was like, we should do the greatest working filmmaker right now. Now, what this entails is we're basing this on last 3 films from a director. So the last 3 films they made, but they also have to actively be making movies. So really like anyone who's in that regard, we're going for. Now, we did not discuss whose is who. Like we didn't discuss anything. We all have ideas of who these might be. We both know Landon's.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's not hard. You got good
But
taste.
to be fair, it's a good choice.
It's a great choice.
And I think you can back it up. And I think a lot of people are going to either strongly agree or strongly disagree
yeah.
with this choice. There's not going to be a lot of like in-betweeners.
Oh no. I mean,
feel like
everyone.
the people that won't agree, they just hate to hate because they want to.
Fair.
They can't back it up.
Yeah. No, they're all haters.
Oh, ow.
They drink the haterade.
Yeah.
But no. So, who wants to go first? Landon went first for the top 4. So,
I'll start. I can start.
okay.
I think based off of last episode and when we talked about my top 4 movies, I don't think this will come as a surprise. The one that, and here's the honest truth. It took a while to narrow this down, and you would think based off of the conversation that me and Seth had yesterday that Christopher Nolan would be my number 1.
Yeah.
He's not even my top 2.
Oh.
Shocker,
Shocker.
right?
Yeah.
My number 1 is Denis.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, baller.
Baller.
He makes banging movies.
Banging movies.
And his last 3, right? So the criteria, last 3 movies,
last 3 movies.
right? So let's start Dune Part 2. Obviously, for me, one of the best movies ever made.
It's a masterpiece.
Banging.
We love it.
Dune 1.
Dune 1 also a masterpiece.
Banging. And to the haters of Dune 1, you're dumb. I'm sorry. That's rude. But it's the truth. And then...
It is the Fellowship of the Ring of the Dune series.
Yeah.
Gotta
And The
have
Fellowship of the Ring is a banging movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just the facts here. And then Blade Runner 2049, also an incredible movie. And so, came out in 2017, Dune came out in 2021, Dune Part 2 2024. Those are his last 3, and now he's working on Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
Like, he's on a hot streak right now. Also, I don't know what's going to come out first, because he's working on Dune Messiah, and then he's working on Rendezvous with Rama, which is the movie about Cleopatra.
Yeah, Dune Messiah will come out first. Because he's working on the script right now, and then they're going to go into production after.
Okay.
And then, yeah. And I think he wants to get that movie over with because he's, stated how hard these movies are to make.
Fair.
If I had to make them back to back.
Yeah,
like they did with like the Lord of the Rings or some of those movies.
fair. But yeah, he's making bangers for sure.
It's a banging pick, dude. I like the pick. I like the pick. I don't know if you thought I would, but I like the pick.
I figured you would. I know you're a Denis fan. I know Blade Runner, even though it's not in your top 4 Letterboxd, I know that it's
perfect
one of your
movie.
favorite movies.
Top 10.
I
Yeah.
almost picked him.
I
It's
think,
for Dune 2, and then I just watched Sicario. So
Sicario, also quality movie.
I think Denis might have one of the best just like filmographies. All of his movies are just, they're all so good and they're all perfect in their own right. No, that's a great pick.
Thank you.
I have no arguments. The thing about this is the only way people would have like arguments against is like if you had like an outrageous pick, right? But Denis is such a solid filmmaker, and I feel like you're not the only one on this panel who's going to say Denis.
Well, I know he's not going to say it, so that means you are.
Wait,
gonna say
really?
it.
yeah, I'm not saying it.
Oh,
He's not saying Denis. I know his pick,
Wait,
which means you guessed his wrong.
Do we have the same pick?
who's yours?
Wait, I want to save. I want him to go last. I want you to go next.
Okay, I'll go next. So, and Jackson's kind of the same way. When we started looking into this, it's crazy. The filmography of these directors, the past 3 movies are bangers. Now, my pick is someone who you guys couldn't guess. You guessed quite a few names. My pick is Bong Joon-ho.
Oh, he
All right,
he
fair,
was on my
fair.
list. He makes bangers.
He makes bangers. So his last 3, Parasite,
Beautiful. movie.
Okja, and Snowpiercer. 3 bangers. 2 of them obviously dipping into like the American, filmmaking, and then Parasite goes back to his roots. But when you look at his filmography to top to bottom, like Mickey 17's coming out, and I think Parasite's one of those movies that like really opened up like movies with subtitles to people. Like, he gave that Oscar speech that was basically like, if you'll just get past that 10-inch barrier of reading subtitles, like you'll be able to experience a whole different world of cinema, essentially. And no, he makes great movies, and I'm super, super into everything he does. Yeah, that's my pick.
Hey, solid pick. I did not see that coming at all.
I didn't see that coming either.
Who'd you guys think I was going to say?
I thought you were gonna pick.
Nolan?
No.
I thought you were gonna go like Scorsese. Just
I
because
thought-
I know you love him the most.
Yeah, I think he
Do we
needs
need
to
to
go
pause?
potty.
We might
Yeah.
need to pause.
We need to pause, everybody.
Potty break for the dog.
Potty break. So what we're doing here now is it's Landon's turn to give his top 4. So,
Top 4.
I mean,
my
shit.
Number one.
Guys, I'm out.
my director. Who did you think was gonna be my pick?
I thought Denis was going to be your
Oh,
pick.
okay.
I know his pick.
Yeah, I'm going James Cameron
Oh, you
Which-
really did go James
I did.
Cameron.
because Avatar 2, Avatar, and then Titanic as his last 3 is a crazy run.
It
And
is a
then-
crazy run.
No, it's a crazy run. We just talked about him just out of the blue. I never expected that you'd pick him, but that's a great pick. So
Well-
you've got Avatar 2, Avatar, and Titanic. And you feel good about picking him.
And then, well, yeah, because his upcoming one is just Avatar 3, which is gonna go crazy.
So you think Avatar and Avatar 2 are better than Dune Part 2?
See, that's hard. I don't know. That's the other thing is I would have picked Denis, but I knew he was going to,
Yeah.
so I didn't do it too. But
It's because also we're brothers and we pick a lot of the same stuff. We own a lot of the same clothes. It's like,
No, I get it. You guys are trying to be like, you guys are going to try and be independent.
but also to his point with James Cameron, you liked the movie that he helped produce.
Alita, Battle
Alita
Angel.
goes hard.
Yeah.
Alita's
like,
great. She's hot. I know she's like CGI, but she bad.
She got some big ol' eyes.
Whatever floats your
Not the
boat
only
there,
thing that's
Seth.
big ol' yeah.
Hey now.
What?
She's going, yeah. Well, there, okay,
Don't search
okay.
Seth's
Look,
Reddit.
Yo, chill
don't go to
out.
his. Yeah,
We're
don't
not
go to.
talking about my Reddit today. We are not talking about my Reddit searches today. I told you those in
But-
confidence.
You did.
She's an
We'll
Egan.
keep it.
She's an Egan. Severance season 2, episode 4. Bankruptcy attorney? Is bankruptcy bad? That's not. If my parents are listening, I'm not looking up bankruptcy stuff
No, that's not happening.
because I'm rich.
Facts.
That's not happening. Okay,
It's happening.
keep going.
One day.
Anyway, those three, and then what he's got coming up. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about it, and I think
Fire
once
and
the
water.
next one comes out, then you look at his last three of just the avatars.
But also to the point, like, even with just the 3 right now, all 3 of those movies have broken, like, the highest grossing movie of all time records, have they not?
Did Avatar 2 end up?
I
I
think
feel
it
like
did.
Avengers Endgame is still.
ahead of it.
Jackson can look this up on the computer, but because we've got
Avatar is number 1.
Avatar number 1.
Avengers Endgame number 2. Avatar The Way of Water number 3. And Titanic number 4.
Makes
So
sense.
he's in the top 3 of his movies are in the top 4 highest grossing movies all time.
Yeah, it's because no. Like I just want to be clear. I'm just judging you, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
Fair.
So
I
that's
just-
why I think, yeah.
I'm just like, no, but I mean, Avatar 2, both bang, Titanic bangs. It's honestly a great pick, and it's like how I was gonna pick Michael Mann because he made Ferrari, but then he hadn't made a movie in years and years, and then he had made a couple bangers in the 2000s. But it's a great pick. It's a, some might say, I mean, he's the king of sequels, right? Because he made Terminator 2, he made Aliens, and he made
Banger.
Avatar The Way of the Water, which are 3 of the best sequels of all time, in my personal opinion. Terminator 2 is my second favorite action movie of all time.
Number 1 being
Mad Max
Mad
Fury
Max
Road.
Fury Road.
Yeah.
Gas. I can get behind that.
The movie is gas.
I was talking to my girlfriend, shout out Allie.
Allie's a queen.
She was,
You ain't wrong.
yeah, she was, she was, we were talking about movies on FaceTime the other night, and she was asking me what recommendations. And I said, if you want, and Furiosa came up on the screen, and she was like, oh, Jackson loves that movie. And I was like, yeah, it's sick. One of the best action movies I think I've ever seen, but you should watch Mad Max first.
Yeah.
It's better.
Facts.
So,
Mad Max Fury Road has an action scene that I've seen that movie probably 30 plus times, and this single scene makes me cry every time because the music, it's after they get through that valley, and there's like every gunshot he like with the pistol and the reloading like matches perfectly with the music, and then you have people jumping over the car, and it's just like, wow, this is cinema. But then Furiosa has that 15-minute long chase sequence on the highway, which is sick.
and Anya Taylor-Joy, so good in that movie.
Dude, all I'm gonna say,
Chris Hemsworth,
Chris Hemsworth's so good
sexy
in that movie. I don't know about all that, but
With
he
the
is-
red hair, bro? Come on now. Something about them redheads, you feel me?
redheads can get it.
Hey.
Not you. I keep like fading out of the camera because I'm like more comfy over here, but that's okay. I'll get closer to Landon or whatever. Nothing against Landon. It's just,
Hey, come on over.
I know. Hopefully when this podcast comes out and I listen back to it, the sound doesn't suck. I tried to set the sound up correctly. And if it does suck, well,
That's fine.
we re-record. But
Perfect.
no, so okay, so James Cameron, that's a great pick. I know we all had other directors that we were thinking of. A couple that we've named, obviously. Nolan, we've talked about, like, right. Nolan, obviously, his last 3 are Oppenheimer, Tenet, and Dunkirk. Which I will not lie, when I was thinking about Nolan's filmography, I found it really hard not to pick him. Because I think I think Oppenheimer and Dunkirk are two of the best movies of the past, like, legitimately 20 years. Um, Especially Oppenheimer.
You
Like,
do love Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, I love that movie.
Oppenheimer in IMAX made my ears hurt.
Dude, IMAX 70 millimeter.
How many times did you see it?
I think I saw it in theaters at least 20 times, but I've seen it in total over 40 times.
That's crazy.
I've watched it a lot at home. I think it's just the way it plays like an orchestra and the way it just like flows. I can watch it a lot, but no, atomic bombs are bad.
That's facts.
Very much so.
But
Truest thing you said.
truest thing
All
I've
day.
said, that is, I mean, hey, that's,
Can we talk about though? Back to like directors, because I was going through and I made like a list. I want to hear your underrated, like
oh,
who you think you could argue for being like a top 2 director right now that you don't think a lot of people would put up there. Because I think that Greta Gerwig, you could argue, could be number 1 based off of her last 3 movies.
yeah,
Because Barbie killed it.
yeah.
And then Little Women, Gas,
Literally
Lady
a perfect
Bird,
movie. You haven't seen
fantastic.
Little Women.
I've
though,
never
so
seen
stop.
it, but it has great reviews. And based off of what you guys have said,
It's
it's
perfect.
Gas, right? Like, but
And Timmy's in it.
and I love Timmy, and so any movie with Timmy is a banger.
Any
Facts.
movie with Timmy is okay
It's
with
just
me.
yeah. I don't care what he's in. I'm gonna say that it's perfect because he's perfect to me. Not shout out to my friend Eli for hating on Lady Bird
Yeah.
because that movie is fantastic.
Yeah. We watched that last week.
Yes, and it was really good.
Eli, your opinion's valid, dude.
Your opinion is valid.
Everyone's opinion is valid.
Your opinion
Well,
is
good
valid.
for
Just
you.
no. Your opinion is valid, just not on that movie because that movie's great.
Tell him what I did in the corner that entire movie.
Yeah.
Seth, I looked over at Seth in that movie, and I have only ever seen Seth cry harder than that one time in my life,
When was that?
and it was when we went and saw Iron Claw.
Oh, I cried hard during Iron
Yes, which valid because that movie is devastating.
Yeah, I was in the corner like a teenage girl or whatever. Not the teenage girls are like crying or whatever, but you know what I'm saying. That's just the old expression. I'm a feminist. Um, I am, dude.
Hey, you are.
Yeah,
Why are you
No,
laughing?
you are for sure.
Jeez. But yeah, no, Greta Gerwig's a great pick. I would put either her up there or like, I think one that a lot of people actually would say, like film fans, might be Jordan Peele with Nope, Us, and Get Out.
Get Out.
But all 3 movies are awesome, and I actually think like Nope is one of the coolest movies I've seen in years and years, and super original. So that would be my pick.
Okay,
Is
I
like
like
Jordan
that.
Peele.
He's got the new. They haven't announced what it is, but his new movie's coming out, or he's working on it. New horror movie, right?
Maybe, probably.
I can't remember. I know that they announced that he's working on a new movie, but I don't think they've said what it is.
I know what Landon's would be if he had to choose someone else.
Kenny Ortega, dude.
What do you think, Kenny or no? Who cares?
Would it be Kenny Ortega though?
Kenny
No.
Ortega's last 3 movies are High School Musical 3, 2, and 1.
So maybe.
If he has another flick coming out, no, he directed. What was the last 3 he directed?
Kenny Ortega? You want me to look him up?
Yeah, look him up real quick. I was gonna say yours would probably be Ryan Coogler.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna guess.
I just think him giving us Creeds, Black Panther. I know the second one wasn't great. It had its moments.
It's just
But
too
then-
long.
But then giving us Sinners in like what, 2 months?
What if it sucks?
It won't. Do you
I
see who's
agree.
in it?
Oh, I've seen who's in it.
Look, Michael
Sinners
B.
looks, yeah. I'm in.
Whatever he's in, I'm watching. Him and Timmy.
All I'm gonna say is Haley Steinfeld is a fantastic actress.
You should leave Josh Allen for Seth.
Haley, if you ever listen to this podcast,
Come on.
please leave Josh for Seth.
I do need it.
It's a win.
The pure desperation in Landon's voice to say he needs a win. Okay. While Jackson looks up Kenny Ortega, thank you for listening to us discuss that. I thought there'd be a little bit more frustration at each other, but there wasn't. Because I think what we've all realized today as we've dug deep into this is a lot of directors have a lot of great movies coming out, and a lot of them are just fantastic, brilliant creators. What we're going to do now, we're just going to talk about our initial thoughts going into Captain America: Brave New World. And Jackson, let's start with you. Just give like 10, 15 seconds your general thoughts of Captain America: Brave New World from the trailers, from everything you've heard going into the movie.
Here's the deal. So far, I know that we haven't heard great things about the movie. And I think that regardless of the movie being good or not, I think that the critics are going to give it bad reviews because it's Marvel. And everybody's hating on superhero movies right now because it's the cool thing to do. You know, what is it? Superhero fatigue.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Do I think it's going to be movie of the year? I hope. But no. Like, I hope that it is, because I think that would be cool. Like, I just want a Marvel movie to hit like they used to. But I don't think that it will, but I'm hopeful. But I think that the action scenes look sick. Big fan of Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, baller. I'm hopeful.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Fantastic actor.
And he's the villain.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm expecting is good action. I know it's probably going to be cheesy.
Yeah.
And have probably not the best, dialogue.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fun. That's all I'm hoping for.
Maybe we'll get a new America's Ass.
That's one. Great thoughts, Landon. If it's fun, that's great. Here's what I'm going to say. This movie's going to suck. This movie's not going to be good. I have really tried to be positive, and I've joked about it, and I'm like, and I really did like one of the trailers that came out a couple months ago. And the truth is you guys know me. You guys know I'm not going to, if I like the movie, I'm not going to come out and be like, I hated it, just to be like, I hated it. I'm not that kind of guy. I am experiencing the superhero fatigue. And I think I am so desperate for a Marvel movie to be good that I will look for any good I can cling to, because I just watched Avengers Endgame and it was wonderful. And I just think it doesn't look that good, I don't think. Yeah, I hope it's great. And that's the thing, is I think it's going to be bad and I have these fears, but like my biggest hope when we see this movie is that it will be good. Any other comments going into this movie, or should we just go watch it and then come back?
I say we just go watch it.
All right, and we're back. Just like that, editing magic.
Guess who's back?
You would think it had just been 3 seconds, but in reality, it's been 24 hours since we recorded our last segment. But we just got back from Captain America: Brave New World. And how brave are we all for being at the movie tonight and supporting indie cinema that will not make any money. But no, I'm super excited to hear everyone's thoughts. We've refrained from actually talking about it much since the movie, but I'm excited to kind of get into it with you guys. I hated on it the most beforehand, so I can either go first or last.
I kind of want Seth to go last, but I was the biggest advocate for it, so I want to go right before Seth, so I think Landon has to start.
Landon, hit it.
It was gas, dude. I don't care what anyone says. It was sick. There's only one thing I didn't like, and I don't know if I should say it. I don't know if I'll get hate for it.
I know what.
Are you talking about Black Widow's sister?
Yeah.
Midget Widow?
She was the worst.
Sorry,
Midget
guys.
Widow. It's crazy.
She's 4'8". She's not taking down anyone. Give me a break.
And she sucks. I'm
does
sorry.
suck.
She's like
she was
terribly written.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like the acting was rough with her. Because I think we all agree that that was the worst part of the movie.
She's my biggest critique in the movie.
Yeah.
She's the worst part of the
How
whole
did
movie.
she get that role?
I think they were really just trying to. I heard that there's some programs going around that they're trying to give dwarves more roles in
That's
movies.
insane.
No, I heard that's a thing. Why are you? I'm not trying to be political here.
Oh, they're getting ready for Snow White. But besides that, I really liked everything else.
Yeah, and we're doing no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. Although it could be called like Top Gun, Captain America. Because
Top Gun,
was kinda
Captain
sick.
America. Yeah.
Captain America Maverick. What was your letterbox?
Yeah. What's your letterbox rating?
I haven't written a review yet, but I'm going 4, maybe 4.5. I'm on the edge just because some of the scenes were nice. I won't say which ones, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about.
Jackson, it's your turn. Might have to pass Obi off so it's not into the mic.
Yeah, we're handing him off.
Sorry about it. I'm a meanie.
Look, all I'm gonna say is I am so in. Marvel's back. 4.5 stars. That's what I gave it.
4.5.
And for everybody who's going to listen to this, and look, I get right now, might not be very many of you, but if you make it this far, if you go read reviews on Letterboxd, people are hating just to hate. It's all that it is. They have no weight behind the reasons why they dislike the movie. They're just a bunch of haters. And I respect them for it because they're standing 10 toes down on their hatred for Marvel movies right now. But it was such a good movie. Anthony Mackie as Captain America jumped into my second place for my favorite Marvel superheroes.
That's insane.
He is so good. He gives off...
Second place. Who's first place?
Spider-Man's number 1.
So he's second place?
Yeah, I love him.
Okay.
Genuinely, I think he's fantastic.
Okay.
He gives off just like, he's so compelling. And like the end of the movie when he's talking to his buddy, from Miami.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on the brink of tears.
It's a good scene.
Genuinely.
I did cry.
You did cry, I heard.
I did cry during
Yeah.
the movie. Not at that part, but I did cry.
No, it's so good. And he is so compelling. He's so good. And Harrison Ford, fantastic. Yeah, I'm in.
Now, everyone thinks they know because I will not lie. I was a hater. I was drinking the haterade. I'll fully admit it. This movie is not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually really like this movie. And, I was watching, and as I was watching, I was like, well, first of all, the movie was so quiet for the first 15 minutes. So everything kind of like, the sound actually does amplify a lot of things in the first 15 minutes of the movie. Like, it's not on the movie, but it sucked to watch because it was just like, I can tell there's things here that I'm missing. But I don't blame that on the movie. I don't blame that on the movie at all. That was kind of a bummer. But so basically there's a scene and you see it in the trailer. So I'll just mention the scene because it's not a spoiler. Giancarlo Esposito is walking through the streets with a machine gun, an AK, and he's got glasses on and he looks sick. That scene is the best scene in the movie. I pulled up the last few Marvel films that I do want to talk about, but I really do like Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I want to be clear. I really do like him. Yeah. I think going in with low expectations is the way to go in because I do think if you have high expectations of this movie, you will be let down a little bit. I think it's really good. Like, I want to be clear that, like, I do really like the movie. Now, there's also like the filmmaker side of me that does come out when I watch movies regardless, right? Now, the movie, no matter what, if people know me, if a movie makes me cry and makes me emotional, no matter what, it gets a 4-star. Okay, so the movie will get a 4-star no matter what because it brought out emotion, made me cry. But there were a lot of I think the villain is not very good. Like, I didn't care about the villain. I think that they're trying to call back to an early Marvel film that everyone has not thought about since it came out because Marvel themselves tossed it aside. And I think that's like a weird way to go about it. That's just my personal opinion.
So
It sucks.
I will say the Red Hulk scenes went hard.
Oh, the Red Hulk, yeah, is great. Great scenes.
Yeah.
Those scenes are awesome.
I remembered what I was going to say.
Please say it.
Another critique that I have with Marvel, and it's to your point of the villain not being as good as you think he could have been. I think Marvel does poorly in this department, and they try and make all of their villains anti-heroes, you know what I'm saying? Where everybody is like, no, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. I don't want that. Give me a bad guy.
It's also solid. Hour 58 minutes. Moves pretty fast. Without the credits, it's about an hour 50 when I look. No, I agree with you. I think Marvel's biggest problems has always been its villains. I think it's had some good ones and it's had one or two great ones, but for the most part, like they're pretty bad. I even harken back to like for example, like the first Guardians of the Galaxy, great movie, terrible villain. But no, yeah, I give the movie 4. If it had not evoked emotions, I would have given it a 3.5. Just because, look, and I don't want to be a hater. I truly I'm trying to make everyone know that I do like this movie. It just, there was a lot of parts that I was like, this just feels weird to me. I don't know. There were a couple scenes where it definitely was like, we're Marvel. Just remember, we're doing the Marvel thing. Which is fine.
But did it not take you back to did it not give you like the Winter Soldier vibes?
Not at all.
Really?
I was thinking about that too during it. I was like, I can see why people would think this, but to me it was not like.
Well, clearly it's not as good.
Well, yeah, it's not as good, but
they
like
tried to go in like a similar direction.
I get what you're saying. Like we talk about it, like Winter Soldier is basically like a Mission Impossible movie, but just in Marvel universe. Where it's not a Marvel movie, it's a mission, like it's a spy thriller put into the Marvel universe. It's the same way that The Dark Knight is like a serial killer heist film put in a superhero universe. I feel like they just had way too many parts that just kept reminding me that it was a superhero movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would, if anyone asked me, I'd recommend it. I'm not even going to lie to you. That scene on that street where he's got an AK, potentially top 3 Marvel scenes of all time for me, which is probably as crazy as you saying Anthony Mackie's top 2.
It's not. That's not crazy. It's not that. What I said about him being my top 2 favorite superheroes, it's not crazy.
It's just, I mean, it's pretty quick.
No, because he's always had something about him, even before Captain America, he always had like some sort of flair about him. That was like, oh, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's that guy.
Yeah.
And this movie, and if you haven't watched the series on Disney Plus, I highly recommend it because it just amplifies his character that much more. And then after this movie, I'm like, he's him. And the things that he be doing without the super serum, bro, like,
yeah,
he be busting dude's ass. Like his fighting is cooler than Steve Rogers fighting. And Steve Rogers is a super soldier.
Look, I've never seen Steve Rogers surf on a missile. So.
Okay, yes. Oh my gosh.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, wait. Okay, wait.
Do you understand where I'm coming from now?
4.5.
Thank you.
Because I forgot about the missile.
There were multiple times throughout that movie where you went, oh, and then sat up in your seat.
Yeah, because it was cool.
At least like 6 times.
It was cool.
And then for you to say like, I would give it a 3.5 if it didn't make me cry. I'm kind of like,
well, dude,
you're drinking the haterade.
I'm not drinking the haterade. I'm literally making sure people know. But there is also a filmmaker side to me that had real issues with the story. And that's totally fair. Not everyone has to have the same opinion as you.
No, but movie of the year?
It's definitely not the movie of the year, even for what we've seen. It's like, if we're being honest, I'd put it like the 6th or 7th best movie we've seen this year.
But fantastic for what we expected from Marvel.
Yeah, 100%.
And if this is the direction that Marvel's going to go, based off of what we've seen for the Thunderbolts in the trailers, and then for the Fantastic Four from what we've seen, if this is the direction that we're going, we're just climbing the ladder right now.
I didn't realize that Thunderbolts was the end of this phase.
Yeah.
And then the next phase starts with Fantastic Four. The phases confuse me. Yeah. And I don't understand them. There's a lot of cool things about this movie, though. And I'm glad that we all liked it so much. And I'm sorry that I'm a hater, maybe.
Just a little bit.
But like also, okay, before we go, though, super excited. Thanks for listening, guys. Jackson, movie you would recommend? Not maybe you've seen recently or just in general?
One that I watched recently, I already shouted out my girlfriend at the first part of this podcast, but double shout out to her. She's got great movie taste. A lot of them are really sad. She made me watch a sad movie called The Room. Sad, really good. Recommend it.
Landon?
Oh, I'm going with Past Lives.
Past Lives.
Movie hurts, but it's so good.
That movie does hurt. Okay, and that leaves me. I'm going to go with, I've been watching so many movies lately. I'm going to go with Stardust, 2007, Matthew Vaughn, starring Michelle Pfeiffer.
Also, needed to say this because you called me out in the first half of the podcast. You said that I didn't watch Little Women. I did watch it. 5-star movie. And you're going to cry right now. I'm sorry that I watched it without you. I had to watch it because you called me out.
I'm really glad you liked it. Well, this has been the second and last episode of the Put Your Phone Away. We're going to put this friendship away after Jackson did that to me. Okay, peace.